Kings, queens, beyonds and in-betweens. Hi, I am FLINTA, and in this little series I will present to you 100 FLINTA voice artists in alternative music. Now, first off, if you're not familiar, the term FLINTA is a German abbreviation that stands for females, lesbians, intersex, non-binary, trans and agender people, with the asterisk representing all non-binary gender identities. As someone who grew up with and still listens to primarily alternative music, there have been times when cisgender straight white men were almost the only voices to be heard in such music, and it is not like that has changed altogether. But most alternative genres are still very much dominated by men. This, of course, has many reasons, but in this little series, I just want to show you that there are many non-cis male voices that are worth listening to. So, why is this important, you might ask? Well, without going into too much detail, let me give you a sociological philosophical answer by pointing to standpoint theory, which is a foundational framework in feminist social theory that examines how individuals' social identities, like for example race, gender or disability status, influence their understanding of the world. It especially proposes that those in positions of marginalization are able to achieve certain standpoints which put them in a better position to know certain facts about the world related to that marginalization. While this theory is primarily concerned with questions of epistemology, meaning that it focuses on questions of knowledge production and positions itself against the concept of objectivity, I would argue that the same propositions can be made about any other form of creative expression, like music making and lyric writing. As most of us experience ourselves as gendered beings, be it by choice or because we are part of a system in which we get gendered and are confronted with our ascribed gender identity on a daily basis, this also means that this gendered part of ourselves influences our relationship to the world and therefore also how we will express ourselves in the music we make. This of course also relates to other aspects like sexual orientation or look-related aspects, making it an intersectional matter. Therefore, if we only have cis straight white men who are responsible for the output of a certain genre, we will also only get a limited view of the world and on the world, reproducing experiences that are influenced by, for example, gender or sexuality or certain privileges. By having a diverse range of voices in our genres, diverse questions and topics can get addressed from diverse perspectives. Take for example all those 2000 songs by men about their manipulative ex-girlfriends who are the worst that has ever happened to humanity, versus lyrics about possessive and abusive men, or what it means to be sexualized on a daily basis, what it is like to be afraid walking home alone tonight, or how it is to realize that your ascribed gender does not relate at all to the one you feel like you are, so that questions of gender dysphoria can find their way into lyrics. Those emphases on different topics don't exist independently of the artists that write them, but are often part of their experiences with the world and therefore tied to their identities. So, by highlighting the voices of FLINTA artists, I believe that the diversity of perspectives may lead to more people being able to relate to the lyrics and find artists that truly speak to them. Additionally, having diverse identities represented in our music might inspire others to start participating in bands themselves. If you see that there are people like you with similar experiences, that you might want to express yourself, therefore serving an exemplary function. I would further argue that with a diverse range of voices, there come shifts in genre discourses, and questions of power imbalances in scene communities or in society itself can find their way into music, and therefore into thought, creating more awareness of different issues or just experiences in general, paving the way for more empathy in our everyday life, especially for those that are different from us in one way or another. But this was just a small excursion. I won't get any more theoretical on you in this series, I promise. Before we get into it, just note that I won't be talking about artists as huge as Phoebe Bridgers, Ethel Cain or Bia Bedoube. Instead, this video focuses on medium to small sized artists, ones that are up and coming, and those you might have already forgotten about, or who are long gone but never got the attention they deserved. I will first talk a little bit about the artists, placing them in genres when possible, and stating what my favorite songs by them are. I will then, if the copyright gods allow it, play a clip of around 30 seconds so that you can immediately get an impression and see if the artist's sound is one you want to get deeper into. I have also put together a playlist that is linked in the description below that includes all the songs I will talk about. So, have fun, happy listening, and be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. 100 gags. Not only are 100 gags considered the gods of hyperpop, and for good reason, they also brought fresh energy to genres such as nu metal with their songs Dumbest Girl Alive and Billy Knows Jamie. and to pop punk and ska with their songs Hollywood Baby, Stupid Horse and I Got My Tooth Removed. Adding even more energy than is usual to those genres and blending so many different influences and chronically online culture into the songs in the process. They really are the reason my musical horizon got expanded to the extreme within the last couple of years. If you like what you hear, I can really recommend their whole discography. It is beyond incredible.
Did you get the payment? We had an arrangement. We don't want to watch the news, we just read statements. Yeah, do you want to party? Barbie, are you gonna back that shit up when it all comes to you? Want to party? Barbie, are you gonna back that shit up when it all comes tumbling down? Gonna hit your fit, no one gives a shit. Better off if you just get over it. I'm going crazy, little tiny Hollywood baby.
Weekend Friends. A band I fell in love with in 2015 through their EP Gloomy Tunes. I would categorize them somewhere between alternative rock and pop punk, with a unique vocal style that makes them easily recognizable and make their emotional lyrics hit even harder. The songs I would recommend are Honestly, Blue Again and Not For Nothing.
And honestly, did you think that we were really working out? And honestly, I think you lied to your teeth when you told me how you felt. And I'm getting sick of everyone asking me questions. And I'm getting tired of everyone and all this psychoanalysis bullshit. 'Cause I am fine.
Love, Robot. A band active at the beginning of the 2010s that has somewhat been forgotten, with currently about 3,500 monthly listeners on Spotify. Just imagine taking back Sunday and their iconic dual vocal style, but with even more intensity, emotional urgency and existential depth to the lyrics. Especially the song Kucha, which is about the helplessness and subjection to watching someone you love slowly fade away, is possibly one of the greatest post-hardcore emo tracks of all time in my opinion. If I were to only recommend you one song in this entire video, this might be it. Other songs I can recommend are the energetic Rebuild and Light, as well as the ballad Commonwealth Avenue.
What do you do when your body gives up? I see you try, but your eyes don't shine. See, what do you do when your body gives up? I see you try, but your eyes can't hide the beat. What do you do when love fades away and the rest of your body disintegrates? What do you do when your body gives up? I see you try, but your eyes can't hide the beat.
Gully Boys. Gully Boys are a grungy alternative rock outfit that are quite versatile and just released their debut full-length record this year. My favorite song of theirs is probably the energetic but playful Love Me Too, but you can also check out the moody Neopet Graveyard.
Hey, love, won't you leave me at the door, but you keep it strong for me? Hey, love, I don't wanna fight, wanna feel you closer to me. All I ask of you is that you love me too, and that you never forget, baby. Hey, love, you say you just want peace, but you don't respect me.
Unpolished. Unpolished are an all-girl rock band from LA that seems to have lots of fun and only started releasing music in 2024. I am very much looking forward to where they go. Their song Holly Baby is an incredibly catchy alt-rock anthem that has been on repeat for me recently, but I can also recommend their recent and more grunge-inspired single Collateral Damage or the very My Chemical Romance Danger Days-inspired Nobody Knows. Death by Romy. One of the more well-known artists of this list, Death by Romy has been releasing music for a while now, but only recently started to click for me. The recent record Hollywood Forever focuses on the negative sides of trying to make it in the entertainment industry and excels in its versatility. I can very much recommend the more metalcore song KOBK that features some great breakdowns and callouts, or the intense and more beat-driven Corpse Kiss. City of Angels is another great track if you're looking for emotional damage.
Tore your wings have to black out again. I found you on the floor, sitting in a night half alive. I know I'm gonna wake up on your mind. Summoning light come to life. Let's do it again. We'll do it again. Midnight city screaming. I'm another day gone again tonight.
Scene Queen. Violently feminist, bratty, and unapologetic, Scene Queen has been making some waves in the metalcore and alternative metal community in the last couple of years, with her incredible songwriting and her ability to combine metalcore with trap beats and bubblegum bass. In her songs, she wastes no time to call out problematic behavior, be it catcalling or grooming. Her pre-breakdown callouts are also some of my favorite, period. For example, the callout of the song Mutual Masturbation. Compliment me, I'll come. She also has such a great ability to poke fun at the community and parody it while still fitting into the sound itself, making her more of a meta metalcore artist. Also, if you are not convinced yet, she also coined the term twerkle pit. There really are so many great songs to recommend, but I'd suggest you to start at Pink Rover or 18+ and then work your way through. There really aren't many misses in her discography, and the songs Pretty in Pink and Pink Hotel are probably my other favorites.
Headline spot goes to the abuser. Half my idols are fucking losers. If I'm the bitch just starting rumors, what about the dogs turn into groomers? Could band save their fans? Oh, I laugh at the irony. Shitheads get off on blatant misogyny. I'll go full ice pick lobotomy. If I see one more, no tap apology. I'm sick of good people getting overlooked. If a bitch wants to be famous, tell him write a better hook, pussy. Pink wristbands on the gas list, bras hanging on the bus. Yeah, you get a lot of girls, but not one is 18+.
Banshee. In a similar manner to Scene Queen, Banshee has been known to call out predatory behavior, and while I have not been keeping up with her musical journey in the last couple of years, the record Fairy Metal still holds a special place within me, with its incorporation of intense black metal screams on the song Fairy Metal that deals with topics of abuse. She also combines similar screams with more witch house, synthwave and trap metal sounds in songs like Death of a Predator or Kill All Predators. Chamber is also one of my favorites that deals with questions of consent, and there are many more gems to uncover in her back catalog. Sylvain. A well-established entity in atmospheric black metal, Sylvain really is a master at crafting long and atmospheric songs that are perfectly accompanied by her beautiful and haunting vocals that are even more powerful when she screams. My favorites of hers are probably Mono No Aware, that reflects on the impermanence of life, and I Close My Eyes So I Can See, that seems to be more about finding peace and inspiration in spite of what we have to deal with on an everyday basis. Tonight Alive. The fun attitude, playfulness and high energy their 2010 and 2011 records bring to the table remain unmatched in pop punk. If you love the more energetic songs by Paramore from their Riot and Brand New Eyes albums, this is the band for you. They also just dropped a B-Sides EP that is just as great as their early work. My recommendations are Rooftop to the Street, Wasting Away and Amelia. Mixtapes. Another pop-punk band which perfectly combines their two vocalists and has excellent lyrics and storytelling, emotional and relatable, with a certain punk edge to it, is Mixtapes. CCS, a list of things I can't handle, Russian House DJ or Bad Parts could be your starting points. They might not be title fight, but I really miss this band. The Bomb Pops. If you like your pop punk with a bit more of a skate punk edge to it, the Bomb Pops might be the band for you. They especially at times remind me of Neck Deep's Life Not Out to Get You era, with their hype building guitars like on the song Double Arrows Down. You might also enjoy California in July or Dear Beer for a more introspective cut. Ice Set to Kill. Maybe the most quintessential female-fronted post-hardcore band of the 2000s, Ice Set to Kill certainly channeled the screamo energy. Their debut Reach remains an underrated classic of the genre for me, and although they did release some occasional bangers like Heights and Broken Frames after, you really want to start there with the songs Darling, Reach and Violent Kiss. I still remember how emotionally shook I was when I first listened to them back in the day. Envoy. For me, Envoy will always be primarily associated with their song Ghost, which deals with the emotional turmoil that comes with growing up without a present father and the questions that come with that. Their explosive and energetic song From a Cage further deals with coming to terms with a queer identity, and sonically just keeps cascading until it beautifully resolves at the end. Crazy 88. Crazy 88 are a post-hardcore band by the mastermind of Jared Alonji and voiced by Lauren Barbich, who is also known for her metalcore and post-hardcore covers. As for this band, for me their masterpiece is My Friends You Bow to No One, which is a relentlessly hard-hitting metalcore epos that brings poems of Tolkien into song, whereas the song Nitroglycerine is heavily inspired by the movie Fight Club. (8485). Talking about bands with numbers in their name, 8485 is an artist you might primarily associate with hyperpop, but some of their songs fit very well into this list, like the incredibly heartfelt synth-driven Hangar or the equally melancholic and guitar-driven Southview. There aren't many artists that are able to provoke an equally powerful emotional response from me. Apart from Hangar and Southview, So Dark is probably my favorite of theirs.
All in acts, there's so
Abriction. An artist that consistently builds an increasingly versatile and impressive discography is Abriction, who moves somewhere between shoegaze, screamo and black metal in the last couple of years. The split EP she released with Sadness in 2023 holds a very special place in my heart, and I can recommend the tracks Illuminate the Rain and Her Summer Morning Sky, that both will take you on a whole journey with their runtimes of almost 14 and 22 minutes. But be assured they are worth your time. The Aces. If you're looking for an all-flinta, all-pop / indie rock band that deals with topics of queerness and desire in their lyrics, The Aces are the band for you. My personal favorites are Suburban Blues, Girls Make Me Wanna Die, and Person.
We all seem so happy. What am I missing? Nobody knows that I'm dying inside. Nobody knows that I'm hating my life. 'Cause there's no way out of this sad time. So get used to suburban.
Adventures. Adventures are an emo / indie rock project led by rapper Myers of Code Orange, and although they have been inactive for quite some time, their songs have stood the test of time and somewhat remind me of Turnover and Title Fight in their vibe. My recommendations are I Feel So Sure and Tension. Against Me. If you're looking for a band that lyrically deals with first-hand experiences of being trans and the progress that is accompanied by it, you might enjoy the punk band Against Me and their record Transgender Dysphoria Blues. My favorite song of theirs is Fuck My Life 666, but I Was a Teenage Anarchist or the song Transgender Dysphoria Blues are also fantastic.
I don't have the heart to match the one pricked in the finger. All things meant to be destroyed, all moments meant to pass. I don't have the heart to match the one pricked in the finger. No more troubled sleep, there's a brave new world that's raging inside of me.
Against the Current. Against the Current are a band you might know because of their legendary League of Legends soundtrack Legends Never Die, but who have much more to offer. I especially enjoyed their Gravity EP, which is the perfect blend of pop punk and pop, catchy and full of positive energy. My favorites are Talk and Paralyzed.
I'm not the one to sit around waiting by my phone while you're wasted telling other girls they're beautiful. So why don't we just call it what it is? We both know we're getting what we give. You say you really wanna change, but all you do is talk, 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 and walk the same way. I say what you don't wanna say. I think we better stop, stop, stop before it's too late. Don't say you wanna stay forever. We both know that I know you better. You say you really wanna change, but all you do is talk, 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 talk.
The Veronicas. Probably a band most of you know through their song Untouched, the Veronicas also have some absolute bangers you might have been missing out on. Especially the early work is incredible throughout. Check out Everything I'm Not, When It All Falls Apart, or Revenge is Sweeter Than You Ever Were if you are in the mood for some catchy pop rock. Attic Ocean. Attic Ocean are a German shoegaze band that started releasing music in 2022 and have gained quite some recognition with their latest EP Retriever, which is a fresh take on a sound popularized by bands such as Slowdive. You should check out Lilies and Sea or Weeks into Years. Better Joy. More on the chill and introspective side of indie pop and only releasing music since 2023, Better Joy already managed to open for Amy McDonald on her recent tour, and for a good reason. You will quickly find yourself drawn into the playful guitars and catchy vocal melodies that perfectly accompany each other. My favorites are Carnival and Waiting on Time.
I'll take a dive in your parachute if there's room for two. There's a bride that's waiting in a mother's old dress. There's an empty chamber where we go to confess. You're a one-hit wonder in a runaway car. Are you coming with me? 'Cause we've come this far. Can you pay the road that I wanna walk down?
Bleach Lab. If you're looking for gloomy and emotionally damaging dream pop, look no further. Bleach Lab are the band that will let you feel all your emotions and drown them out with their beautiful atmosphere. I'd encourage you to listen to Counting Empties or If I Could Be Anything.
Hide emotions deep beneath the ground. The floorboards creak. I hear a sobbing sound. You kept me up so late. The touch of your hands made my skin vibrate. I was sad before I was lonely. You're just saying words you don't know me. I'll keep counting empties till you love me.
Candy Hearts. Candy Hearts probably wrote one of the catchiest and sweetest pop punk love songs with their song I Miss You, that sometimes just randomly runs on loop in my brain, and their band name really fits their sound, as their songs are really upbeat and give off a good vibe. Apart from I Miss You, I can recommend Bad Idea.
I always like to sleep alone. Now I can't sleep, and even if you wake me up, I'd rather you be next to me. And I'm not sentimental. You found this part of me, and I just roll my eyes now at everything I'm thinking. I miss you, and you haven't even left yet. When you get home, come stay in my bed. Forever doesn't seem so awful with you. I wanna spend forever hanging out with you. Hanging out with you.
Chloe Slater. Politicizing indie rock and taking feminist and anti-capitalist stance against social injustices, Chloe Slater has quickly become one of my favorite new artists that I'm very excited to hear more of. Definitely check out the feminist masterpiece that is Fig Tree. Thomas Street and Harriet are probably my other current favorites.
Just a system, I system. I know I'm not being fair. I wanna choose to riot, choose to love, choose to bathe under the sun, choose to hold my mother up, choose to age like fine wine, never try to freeze in time. Choose a life that is mine, I'll choose a life that is mine. I'll choose a life that is mine. I'll choose a life that is mine. I'll choose a life that is mine.
Claude. Non-binary singer-songwriter Claude put out one of the most catchy indie pop / indie rock records of the last couple of years with their record Supermodels, that is filled with bangers from start to finish that will leave you dancing and singing around in your bedroom. My personal favorites are A Good Thing, Every Fucking Time, Paul Rudd, and The Moving On.
I'm on two hands. By the way,
Evacuate the Fallen. A band you probably never heard of is the post-hardcore band Evacuate the Fallen, who have just around 100 monthly listeners on Spotify, but who stayed with me ever since I discovered them sometimes in the 2010s. Their 2012 EP Things Might Seem Real is really stunning, especially the song Fairy Tales Only Last Till Midnight, which is so fast-paced, melodic and nuanced, it manages to surprise me time and time again.
Looking back is why you're young. And I feel like this could be my last, 'cause after this I'm giving up on love. Let's pretend what we had a fairy tale to change this world tonight, so watch it unfold while the story grows. 'Cause I want you now, right here by my side, watching down as the stars collide.
Ezra Williams. Non-binary singer-songwriter Ezra Williams makes some hauntingly beautiful indie rock that at times connects with me really deeply, like the song Stuck, which reflects on feelings of holding back the ones you love, or the beautiful I Miss Your Face, that has such a satisfying vocal melody that at the same time expresses deep longing while still carrying some playful energy. Another great example of their amazing lyricism is the song Deep Rooted, which deals with suspicions of self-manipulation.
The worst year of your life started when you met me. You say I shouldn't take it personally, but the smiling's fake and I've mastered it. So have you, you just don't want to admit it.
Flashwater. One of the driving forces behind the resurgence of shoegaze in the last couple of years, the band Flashwater combines shoegaze with influences of alternative metal, post-hardcore and grunge. You should definitely check them out if you like your shoegaze a little more rough. You could start with Kiss the Ladder or The Razor's Apple. Jezebel Gabergably. Very DIY and reminding me of early 2000s pop-punk energy-wise, Jezebel Gabergably can be placed somewhere into indie-tronica, pop-punk and bedroom pop, and is one of the most unique artists on this list. I can recommend the punk rock banger Snailman or Pizza Rolls Royce, which is more of a noisy pop-punk song with so many memorable moments and lyrics that channel the edge of so many 2000s pop-punk songs from back in the day. Greywind. Greywind are a duo of siblings from Ireland that make powerful emo-infused pop-punk and alternative rock, and just started to release new music recently, with their second full-length coming in January. I really was blown away by their huge atmospheres that made room for some incredible vocal performances, like on the song Desolate, which is my absolute favorite. You should also check out Afterthoughts or the more recent You're My Medicine. Alright, this marks the end of part 1 of this little series, as this video is already getting ridiculously long. But make sure to come back for part 2 and 3, as there are many more great bands I will be talking about. Until then, Thanks for sticking around, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye!